I wanted to jump in and talk about the breaking news a little bit. Harbaugh just got fired. That's crazy work. That's, you know, Harbaugh gets fired. I was acting like, you know, today on the show, I'm like, dang, bro, Harbaugh getting fired out here like that. So Harbaugh in the market. I don't know if he'll go in the division. I think he might be talking to the Raiders or something. So it's a lot going on. Harbaugh done got fired. But I told y'all how it's going to be right now. The streets, remember what I told y'all. Be ready for it. Listen, the crash outs is alive and well. The next day on Monday when Stefanski got fired, you start getting articles like Pete Prisco coming out talking about, oh, Stefanski never wanted the Deshaun Watson trade. I'm like, come on, man. These dudes just now everybody, nobody wanted Dylan Gabriel wasn't his choice. Man, they done pick sides. See, this the thing, man. I be telling folks, bro. This is why I be really trying to set y'all up and give y'all a game. You know, for me being a dude that's been in the Cleveland media for a minute. And what I mean, I've been in the Cleveland media for a minute. I started off doing radio, and then I did a radio show for a bunch of years, radio. So, you know what I'm saying? I did radio from about 2014 all the way to I still do radio. You know what I'm saying? But what I did is I just switched my format and came to the internet. So my last radio show. Today was the 1 year ago. That's crazy. My wife just said today was the 1 year anniversary of me stopping the barbershop, and the 1 year anniversary when I was done, and we switched to YouTube. So, man, BJ, what's up, man? I think we got what's up?
What's up, baby?
OG, man. Listen, I told them, see, they're gonna be mad at me. The crew gonna be mad. The aunties and uncles. What is we 5 minutes early? We 5 minutes. We told them we're going at 6. But since you technologically advanced and you already got your stuff, I get your thoughts on this. Breaking news: Harbaugh just fired.
Hey, I'd fly him in immediately.
Hey, listen. Hey, put the call in.
I'm not playing around. We don't have a lot of room to play around. I will take him immediately.
Hey, OG said what? Somebody hit me up and said, G. Bush, you know Harbaugh. I said, I thought y'all was playing around with you.
Man, please. What? That just
went down 2 seconds ago. I had to go look at it. I said, wow. So now, you know, he's on the market. I don't know if they talking about something with the Raiders, but you know, Sean King said something today, said, no, listen, the Raiders need to go out and get Mike Tomlin. I didn't know they was talking about, I said, this crazy.
Mike Tomlin?
He talked about trade. He talked about, listen, I don't know if Sean King was playing. Sean King said he got a source that in Vegas, you know, you live in Vegas. He said, I talked to somebody and they said they got a package on the table for a first round pick for Mike Tomlin. I said what?
Sean,
is you in that cigar?
Bro, that's a cigar, right?
Yeah.
Hey, tell Sean I got some farming land in the Rockies. Hey, it's tough planting corn because it's on a slope. No.
I said they traded the first overall pick for Mike Tomlin.
No.
I said no. Listen, I let him cook. Go ahead, talk to what you gonna say.
You know, talking about somebody's sources like talking about somebody's mama mac and cheese. So.
That's it, right? Look, hey, when you get on somebody, when you talk about somebody's, it's like saying, hey, your mama's cornbread ain't really like it's supposed to be.
Bro.
Like, whoa. What you mean?
Man, that cuts deep. I sent a brother home talking about my dude's mom's meatloaf. I didn't know he was gonna start crying about it. It was a joke. But hey man, them mama's dishes are personal, boss. Especially that mac and cheese. That's a delicate topic. You get
very delicate topic. And then if you want to start, and don't be trading no recipes, because then you done watched it for so long,
right?
And then they start saying some things that you don't think, you like, ooh,
right?
What do you mean you just gonna let it sit out overnight? That's
right.
What do you mean?
Man, somebody broke out some lobster mac and cheese. they getting exquisite with it. Yes,
I got to introduce you in the right way. Listen, this man is so extensive. Now, first and foremost, I was gonna dig this up, but before we get to it, this dude is a Browns legend, right? Because I'm gonna start off by saying that because when I was younger, I listened to him calling every radio show. I listened to him he was one of the Browns peoples that was in the publications. Like he was in magazines. He was, and the thing that I got hooked on was the fact that I said, man, I felt like I said, man, hey dad, there's some other black folks that's Cleveland Browns fans.
Right. We're not the only leper.
I said, hold on. He was the first dude that I had seen, because you got to understand, in the Browns fandom during the highlight,
yes,
it was the factory, the steel workers, they was pulling up, going down there.
Bro.
But my guy was one of the best. Let's first of all, I call him my OG. I call him Unc. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
OG-ELLIS. Ellis in Orlando, Cleveland to the casket drops. And he's one of them dudes, man. Let me tell you about him. Browns fan since 1968.
Yeah.
You stop me if I'm wrong. This your 57th season.
57th season, boss.
Carrying the colors.
Carrying it. The misery, carrying it all.
Carrying it all. Infamous games, you was at all these. You was at Red Right 88.
Bro.
The Jets double overtime win.
Yes.
The drive.
Yes.
The last game at the Municipal Stadium, right? Before
they just tore the stadium up.
Did you get we got to ask you, did you get a seat? Did you get, okay, you got your memorabilia.
I got a seat. My girl goes, get that seat out of this house.
You have been pictured in Sports Illustrated.
Yep.
You have been in the documentary Believe Land.
Yep.
And you coined the phrase, Cleveland to the casket drops.
That's how I live, baby. I'm from the land.
Ellis in Orlando now. Now you done upgraded. You done upgraded to the sunny palms of Orlando.
Bro. You know, there's levels of ashy we get up in Cleveland that they don't know nothing about. Yeah.
That weather in Cleveland. We're gonna talk a lot today. We're gonna get into the history of the Browns. We're gonna get into your fandom, because the reason I brought you over is there's a lot of people that just so happen to be here.
Yeah.
That came because we got Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
And a lot of them don't understand the plight. They don't understand our media.
Right.
They don't understand the way we think, our mentality.
Right.
So I brought one of the realists to talk this story. And then of course we always gonna breathe some realness into you, that real talk. We're gonna get into faith and we're gonna get into family. We're gonna have a great time. Everybody introduce. We got a guest in the building. Uncle Ellis, OG. What's going on?
Man, I'm so blessed. First of all, G. Bush, what you have done in the sports world, in the urban community in Cleveland, like I text you, man, you like the Dave Chappelle, the Cat Williams of this. You bring it on such a level. I stumbled across your show a couple years ago. I think you were doing weekends on 93 The Fan.
Yep.
And with the whole barbershop hook, it was just so catchy and innovative. But boss, the thing is, you keep it real. You are us. You are the next level of what I've gone through. You're the next tier, and you're keeping it so relevant that regardless on what the side is, you don't flop, you bring receipts, and God has got so much planned for you, boss. To see where your platform is going, to even be on your show, it's a blessing and an honor. And I love to see you cook, bro, because you cook. Man, listen. You in here cooking.
Listen, believe it or not, this is how I like to keep it real. When I started this a couple of years ago, people don't even know this. I started and I was on 92.3 The Fan, and for a while I couldn't even get guests to come on my show.
Right.
So what I did is I came up with a concept that bigged up the real people in Cleveland. I did X's and O's with the regular Joes.
Yep.
And Ellis was one of the first people that was on my show and my platform when nobody wasn't doing none of this ever, nowhere, right? So I told him when he pulled up, I said, listen, I respect you. I respect you like family. And I said, listen, he said, hey, where can I get some of this at? I need some. I said, listen, say no more. Got you. Don't you.
Hey,
he
quiet up in here.
Hey, he gonna get that. I said, wherever you at, we'll send it right to your door, because I respect him on that level. Yes. Because not only just what that is, but you'll hear his story and what he is as a man of faith, a family man, and a diehard Browns fan. So he got the trifecta working for me. And shout out to your mother. Prayers for your mother right now.
Yeah, she's doing better. God is good. The matriarch, she's doing good, man.
Got to. So let's start off with this. Let's talk about your love affair and how it started with the Cleveland Browns, and how'd you pick up on this team and your heyday when they was really stomping the grounds with Bernie and some of them.
Well, let me tell you, my folks were grads from FAMU. Back in the early 60s, there was better teaching jobs up north for black grads. We moved up to Ohio. Even though we were born in Florida, Cleveland was really all I knew. My dad used to always talk about Jim Brown. Jim Brown. I can remember falling down like 3 flights of steps. And instead of crying, my dad goes, boy, that's just how Jim Brown used to do it. Once he said that, I knew I had to suck it up. My dad would talk about Jim Brown. I started listening to him. That's when we were listening to it on radio. He goes, hey, son, we going down to the aquarium. As we get to the aquarium, because the aquarium used to be off the lake, I go, Dad, we down here near the stadium. He goes, yeah, son, but we doing this aquarium there. He pull out them binoculars. And at that moment, I knew we was going to a Browns game. 1968, Browns Cardinals. Listen to this lineup. Bill Nelson, Paul Warfield, Gary Collins, Leroy Kelly, Gene Hickerson. Come on, man. The that's a crazy lineup. That's a crazy lineup. And once I did that, it was a wrap for me. They were larger than life to me. Brown Spider, that's my dude.
Yep, that's my guy.
The thing is about Browns fan, if you're wearing this gear, if that don't show loyalty, what we've been through, I don't know what does. Somebody asked me, man, is there anything good about being a Browns fan? Yes, I've met the most loyal people in this world because of this, our color. That's it.
That's all you got. And the thing about it, OG, you know, to be a Browns fan is one of those things where you know heartache, you know pain, you know sorrow, you know ups, you know downs, and it's more downs than ups. It's all of that. So you've been, and here's the thing, you've been around at our height.
Yes.
There's people like me. I'm 44 years old. I ain't never seen no Super Bowl. I ain't seen no AFC Championship games. Really, when y'all was the last one I really remember was in '89, and I was 8 years old. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you were there at Cardiac Kids, all that.
Bro.
Tell us how different it was in terms of mentality back then, because now a lot of people see us as the way the team is covered, the way the people talk about it. They ain't never seen a winner, and it's just depressing. And we like, yo, what was it like in this area when you was moving and they was winning and they had that mentality like we trying to win?
Let me tell you, I don't think I ever went to a game where the sun was out, because to me it always seemed cloudy, gloomy, wet, cold. I could swear we was all in there with lunch pails and hard hats. Like, good morning, Ralph. Yeah, good morning, Larry. We about to do it up in here. Man, back in them days, they was coming in there with projectiles, batteries, dog biscuits, but it was blue collar. The crime, well, first of all, when Brian Sight took the city by storm with this Cyber Bowl, this last minute cardiac, you talking about being on the edge of your seat every game. When the crime rate goes down, you know you got something going on. Now, I know the Cavs turn the city out. It's a football town. If you've never experienced anything like that, I've never in my life seen a city live, breathe on every play. So we do the whole Cyber Bowl thing. This is the Red Right 88. G. Bush, it's about 12 degrees at the stadium, but you're not feeling it because you like, we doing the same typical last minute. We did this the whole season. They called a play. We see it develop. We're throwing it because our kicker couldn't kick. It was too cold. It was too windy. And when he threw that pass and it got intercepted, I think by Lester, that stadium went from to short. And you went from one extreme to another. But then at one moment, everybody just started cheering for their team because these guys are giving it all on the line. Yeah, it didn't end the way we wanted it to end, but to see that stadium held 80,000, 85,000 like this. It was like no other. You didn't see black, white. It was just Browns fans.
Man, that's so crazy because now we don't see that.
No,
it seems like we so divided when it comes to, we can't get behind nobody.
Oh,
We can't like nobody. We can't, like, you know, a lot of people, and I haven't even sat here and talked to you. We text back and forth. And the excitement level that we had when we said, hey, young boy Shedeur out there, he out there trying to cook. He bring a certain energy, certain level to it. And by the way, I kept this picture up because that number 10 right there is Eric Zier.
Yes.
Shedeur Sanders was the first quarterback, a rookie quarterback, to win his first start since Eric Zier in 1994, I believe. And Eric Zier, I remember watching him at the University of Georgia.
Yeah.
So
and that game at Cleveland Stadium that day. I had season seats right behind the dugout.
And that's crazy. As we fast forward into talking about kind of some of the stuff that we see today and kind of some of the stuff that's been happening, as you see the team, talk a little bit about, you know, you talk about the excitement and everybody being together a little bit, right? I think what really destroyed a lot of people's souls was the time in the era where they took the team. For me, at that time, as a high school kid, I try to explain it to people because I grew up in the Hall of Fame city right down in Canton. So obviously the Browns is the only team that I watch, I root for. And I played my whole high school career from the age of 9th grade to 12th grade with no football team.
Yeah.
All we could watch is the Buckeyes, and they had the nerve to put the Steelers on. And then for a while in our area, they was even trying to put the Ravens on and make it be like they're still the same. It was like, no, but it ain't.
Insult to injury.
And so what was that like for someone that had been, you was in your grown man days? How was that to the city, to blow to the city, to lose?
Man, let me tell you this. That was the closest thing to an actual death that I've experienced. That game right there, that the pictures up there was so many emotions going on, but it was so surreal at the end of it when you knew this was really it. We were in such shock that we didn't it's like we didn't want to accept reality. At the end of the game, they had to move Cincinnati because they start tearing the seats apart, but the players at the end ran around the stadium. We were boo-hoo, the players crying, fans crying. It was such an emotional roller coaster for us. That was like the closest thing, G. Bush, to a death that I've experienced. I kind of went through a depression about it. And when I saw the effect it had on the city, I knew this was bigger than sports. People don't know our city. They look at the losing. They look at all the butthole jokes we get. What you get at Cleveland is you work hard. Word means something. You live and die by your teams. And it was like a community. But like I said, man, that's the closest thing to a death I've ever experienced.
If you look at it, I go back and take a look at it as we speak on it. It's almost like Sundays were such a big routine. We go to church, we get out at, about 12 something. We gonna make that trek to my grandma's house.
Yeah.
When we get to grandma's house, the game gonna be fired up and warmed up.
Right.
I can smell my grandmother's biscuits cooking.
Right.
My mom got something. The biscuits is cooking. Like, we ready to go. We about to listen. Everything is moving. There's kids running around the house. There's somebody washing clothes. It's the memories of my childhood. And I remember when the Browns left. Now, people don't remember this too. We was in the blackout era. So blackout meant we needed people because we was in Canton. If that game was not sold out, it was a blackout region, which meant it was not televised in a certain amount of region.
Can I give you some? We used to have a thing called Telerama. It was like NFL Network, but it was a rickety closed circuit.
Yeah.
In Cleveland. But hey, man, they'd be piling. I should have sold tickets. It was coming in our house like we the only one in the neighborhood with the game. You wasn't getting the game.
Bridget Maxey said, "Is that why folks root for OSU so hard?" Yeah, like that became our professional team in a way. And to this day, even when you go back and look at the Cleveland Indians, they was the biggest thing moving at that time.
Right, and thank God we had them because that saved us from really crashing out.
Really taking L's. Back then, you know, we didn't have in Cleveland. Let me tell you this: Cleveland is it ain't sweet in these streets.
Ooh.
It's rugged.
No.
It's rugged, and when the Browns left, it got a little more rugged.
Yeah.
I remember coming to Cleveland Heights, playing Cleveland Heights in '96, playing basketball.
Yeah.
And I got off the bus. I said, I can't believe I drove an hour. Is this New York? Is this one of the boroughs?
Right.
I mean, it was folks everywhere. All I saw was Averex jackets, black and white. I said, and back then I said, they let y'all smoke in here? I'm like, this is wild work.
Right.
But it was tough back then, man. But when the Browns left, when Sundays came around, it was different. It was something that you just
we were
couldn't
lost.
explain.
We were like, you know how Moses walked around in the desert?
For 40 years.
But out of all the teams to leave, I'm thinking, all right, well, because Arbo Joe actually squandered the money. I thought, okay, give him the expansion, get on out, leave us our team, and how ironic, they go to Baltimore 4 years later, win a Super Bowl.
This is, and I'm gonna tell you this, and Tony Gordon says, wow, I thought Cowboys and Bears fans were diehard, but now I see how the Browns fans are diehard to the bone. Y'all truly deserve a Super Bowl win. I hope y'all 2026 is y'all year. You got to think about it like this. Like when you get other people in it, like I do a lot of stuff in the media, and no disrespect to nobody, but it come a point in time where I can't really hear nobody's opinion, and that's not your team, bro. You can't be prognosticating. I can hear you to a certain extent, but then I just got to be like, man, you got to chill out. Like you cover. I got people that cover that their favorite team is the Giants and the Eagles and the Bengals and the Steelers and all, no disrespect, but I tell them all the time, I don't got no other team,
bro. Family members buy me Jacksonville gear, just being nice for. I was like, I looked at I'm not wearing this.
I can't wear that.
I can't wear this.
I can't do it.
It's
like
I
just
right. This is my daughter, first daughter. Shout out Erica. After Daddy, touchdown Browns. That was the second thing. Touchdown Browns.
And so here's why. For me, this, and we're gonna talk about it because we'll get into this with Shedeur Sanders. For me, I already was watching him from afar. Right. I was already watching him. And we've gone through quarterbacks after quarterback after quarterback after quarterback. Listen, I told him the story about Baker. I done told him the story about everybody, Deshaun Watson, everybody. We've been looking for a quarterback forever, right?
Right.
So the Browns draft Shedeur Sanders. And I'm like, let's go to him.
Right.
Let's go. Listen, I'm a Prime fan. I say, yo, I would, and the fact that we have been talking about it for weeks about whether or not they was going to take him at 2. So when they go through the draft and they get him in the 5th round.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, gee, we were sitting there talking about it at 2. We got him in the 5th. That's free money. Bro, I'm excited. House money. And to my dismay, it almost seems like the second they drafted him, all hell broke loose. People jumped out the woodworks and this and that and this. I said, what is this? What is this work? And it's like, and the problem I get, and the problem I got is this.
Right.
You can say, all right, I don't even know if I got enough sample size to see. Maybe I want to see some more in 26. But the problem I got is they're trying to make the dude be some sort of knucklehead kid that is out here doing God knows what. And that ain't the case.
G. Bush, I watch your show. God bless the people that you work with and other people in the media. And I sit back and I'm thinking, what has this kid done? All right, you got a speeding ticket. The kid has done nothing. And it's such blatant disdain for the. I'd rather you just say, I don't like the guy. I'll be honest, before the draft, I was like, after going through this Deshaun Watson, I'm like, can I just get something normal? I'm so damaged right now. You
gun shy. Think about this. Listen, and to put it in perspective, we had Deshaun Watson first, right?
Right.
And then we got Deshaun Watson, and the entire city was excited, on fire. We said, we got it. It's a wrap. And then he gets the 11-game suspension, and then you got 75,000 allegations, and there's people on this channel that only know me from breaking down allegations of assault. That's how they said, I found your channel, man. I thought you was doing a lawyer channel.
Right.
Right, remember?
Can I score a touchdown?
I just want some touchdowns, right? So you get Shedeur Sanders. You're like, okay, let's see what happens with this. And then what got me was he was here in rookie camp.
Right.
And this is where I put my flag down. So the story happens, and he goes to the projects, and the projects get on fire. They burn it down.
Yes.
You know, people died. Got people up there with nothing. He
Right.
pulled up. He showed up and was there.
The
And
only
really-
one.
The only one. The only one. And Mike Hall was there. Mike Hall did show up too, but it was his program. He
Right.
pulled up. And when I heard the media say he was doing that for a publicity stunt, I couldn't do it no more. And I'm sorry, I could have went overboard a little bit, but at that point I said, oh no, y'all gonna have to learn today, because you can't, where I come from, you can't talk about a community that you don't really care about or go to.
Right. Especially if you're scared, because you ain't in it. It's project-ish. I ain't seen nobody else in the Jacks.
Who else was there? Did nobody? And he donated his time. He donated his energy. He gave him free haircuts. And I said, you can't. First and foremost, you probably can't even comment on that. I don't even know if no one gave you a pass to comment on the community.
Right.
Like nobody gave. Who are you plugged in with that you say you feel like you can judge whether or not somebody did in the hood that you ain't never been to, don't plan on going to, if it's a publicity stunt? I said, oh no, we can't do this. We can't do this. No, we just not going. We're not going to touch it. But some of the stuff is wild. What do you make of Kevin Stefanski?
This whole thing is just so insane to me. Being at 65 in March, I'm 64 still. Hey, I don't care. You can get it where you live. It's all in your mind. You would think, Bush, I've been through an era where I'm asking my mom, why can't we go in this bathroom, Mom? Wait a minute, we can't do this because of what? We can't eat. Here it is, 2020.
That's crazy. So people didn't catch that. You grew up. See, I didn't. So let me tell you this. Okay, we got to drill down on that.
Right.
So we got to drill down on this.
Right.
So I was having a conversation with my aunt, right? And in my family, I am the historian. So I'm not the historian. I am the person who is in charge of the family tree stuff.
Right.
So I have an Aunt Shirley. Shout out to my Aunt Shirley if she watches. Aunt Shirley. So when I started digging up the stuff going around, figuring out, contacting on Ancestry and 23andMe and all this other stuff, all the old folks say, is you related to Shirley Boyd? I said, is her surname Bush? Yeah. Well, you got to talk to her before you get all into this. I said, what? So we got to talking, and I started talking to some people in my family, and older ones, right? Some of that are older than my mom and dad, my aunts from different places. And they started to talk about some of the things that they went through. And she said, and I never had the conversation with my mom and dad even, because I didn't know. She's like, when we grew up, we didn't have busing.
No.
I said, what you mean you didn't have busing? She said, oh, we walked to school. And where we went to the all black schools, and we had uniforms on, no busing. So girls had to wear the skirts. And so they walk in Ohio.
Yeah.
And I said, hold on, what do you mean? She was like, I said, I did not know literally that they were at the tail end and tail parts of segregation. I talked to my grandmother. My grandmother grew up as a sharecropper. They sharecropped until they moved from the South in Georgia up to the North to start working in the factories, because that's where they got married. My grandfather was I'm like, grandpa, this is kind of wild.
Right.
They got married when he was 15 and she was 13. And they moved with their older brother that was 19, and he started working in the steel mills, hauling rubbish. I said, this is crazy. So you grew up in an era where you literally remember asking your mother, why, what you mean we can't eat here?
Hey, it gets even crazier. So now at that time, we living off 125th of St. Clair. They got this new project they trying to segregate. Perfect black family moving to white community. They had a committee to vote. I think we got to be the first black family in Shaker Heights.
That's
Pictures more than their spaces. They had our address. I remember sitting in the front yard, people driving by like we on exhibit. So when you grow up in that, the best thing is, though, I have some strong black parents. They never taught me color. I don't know color. It ain't about race to me. It's about being decent. It's about God. It's about be kind. You don't know what that person's dealing with. Black, Jews, well, everybody's got their own thing. But get to know somebody before you hate them. But when you see just blatant disdain, hate, had a kid look at me, try to get on a ride. The guy wanted the black and white kids to ride together. The mom put the white kids off. We get on, they get off. The kid gave me a look I won't forget to this day. The look that haunts me the most is the look on my mom. Mom, what's wrong? Baby, sit down, put your seatbelt on. I go, why don't they want to ride the ride? To see the sadness of somebody mistreating her child because of this. We come full circle. It's 2025. A lot of people don't want to say, oh, it's not about race. Okay, this is my theory on what I think happened.
Talk your talk. We amongst family. Talk your talk.
Unless you've ever been called the N-word, unless you've ever been looked at differently, or they want to touch your hair or your skin, the deck was kind of stacked. Now, I tell my relatives down here, because I came from Cleveland, they were like, damn, where you from? You're a little aggressive. Well, you don't have to just be the waiter. You can own the restaurant. See, we had a different mentality up north. Mm-hmm. I had to look in the back. Damn, y'all got cotton back there? Come on, boys, change your mindset. Just because you live in the ghetto don't mean you have ghetto mentality. You can get it where you live. But for me, to go through that, and when, at first, like I said, I really wasn't feeling Shedeur, because after going through Deshaun and the Baker and the Odell, can I just get somebody without all this extra? Because I really didn't know enough about him to want any of that. But once I saw the kid, I go, damn, this kid's got a great head on his shoulder. Now, they still mad at the Browns for giving Deshaun Watson that bag.
Yep.
With all these guaranteed. Now, somebody probably has them go, all right, now y'all draft him. You saw him when they drafted, Barry looked like Peabody's Pet Boy Sherman. Stefanski looked like somebody ripped off his head. I'm thinking, okay, all right. So the deck was stacked on Shedeur. He cooked on the exhibition game. He has one bad quarter and another. Now he's trash. But you know what? When you blessed and you got God in your corner, you can't stop it. The only way now is to beat him with success. It's not the best way. It's the only way. They got rid of Flacco. They got rid of Tiny Mitts, Kenny Pickett, Dylan Gabriel, my height. Come on, man. This boy with no O-line, no receivers, no practice, throwing in buckets, and he still cooked. And the kid has done nothing like disdain, hate for him. Or if you don't really like this kid, just say, I don't like him. The kid hasn't done, he had a speeding ticket. Other players wear their hat backwards. Other players pop off, celebrate. He's done nothing. It's just blatant hate. I'd rather you just say, his dad, yeah, he's flamboyant. That ain't for everybody. But can he cook? He showed me some things. First rookie to win a start. 300 yards, yeah, but he lost. 100 yards he won, yeah, but it was on him. Which is it? Which is it? At the end of the day, G. Bush, I heard you say this. I'm a Browns fan. You see this? I want to win. I want to win. We're not in a position to draft no QBs. We don't develop anyone. The Browns can't get out of their own way. That's the problem. It's sad, man.
Listen. See, y'all was expecting. See this way, listen. See how I do it. I don't coach nobody up. I just bring them on and say, talk how you want to talk.
This free willing. It's free willing.
Hey, I don't coach nobody. They was like, I don't know what we gonna talk about today. We gonna get to it.
Right.
But it's evident. It is evident because sometimes I I like to be around like-minded people that kind of see. And I'm like, okay, well, let me see what it's talking about. Let's see how and the way people be moving. I said this before. I would rather you just straight up be like, he not my cup of tea. Maybe I don't like my style of quarterback. I want to drop back. I don't like the flamboyant. I want my quarterback to be X, Y, and Z. That's my preference, man. I saw Joe Montana play. I'm trying to get these cats media training. I'm trying to train them media training. Look, I like Shedeur. I think he played his style of play. That's not my cup of tea. Right? You know what I'm saying? I don't got a problem with him. I just feel like my quarterback that I like, I want 1, 2, 3. Some people say I like robots. I might just like robots. I'm just sorry. Everybody got their preference. If you said that, people can mess with you. But when you start being when you start bringing it from your stomach and you like,
all in your feelings,
you in your bag, but I told him no, but I did tell him no. I did tell him, I said, listen, guys, one thing that you got to realize, you got to understand your power. A lot of people, the fact that Shedeur Sanders, let me tell you this, we're going to transition it this way. I told people about God. And before, there's a lot of people that don't really, I think I started thinking my content. They say, G-Bush, how you be knowing what you, I said, listen, I don't rehearse for none of these. I don't got no notes. Earl see me the first day, he said, yo, he was producing my show on the Barbershop. He said, what you want to get to the first segment? I said, we figured out.
Right.
He looked around. He said, he just walked in, no notes. I said, I said, look, before I get on every radio show, my wife still thinks it's crazy. She produced my show here. I said, before I get on, I pray to God that he words my mouth and he gives me the inspiration and that I'm in the will of what he want me to say.
Right.
And I'm willing to take whatever come with that.
Right.
If I know I'm in the right angle. Right. If I'm in the right place where I'm supposed to be, I know that what I'm going to say is going to hit. And I'll deal with the consequences when it happened. Yeah. But when he told me, he said, look, I didn't start really talking about my faith and relationship with God until he was like, look, if you think you're going to start doing it the traditional way, you ain't going to win the traditional way. Right. You're going to have to learn to be uncomfortable my way. So here's how it's going to go. I started telling them about my experience and what it was. And he said, what God got for you, can't nobody touch. He said, it's all my will every time. So I used to tell people, I said, listen, what Shedeur Sanders going through today, you got to go through that. This today is a battlefield. And he talked at this last press conference, and I've been going through some spiritual stuff. I said, I know. Right. Because if you in this build, if I'm going through spiritual stuff and I just talk about it, what is you going through and you dealing with it? Right. So when you talk about spiritual battles, right? This is more important than anything. 2024, I believe in May, you went through something traumatic. Yeah. And we talk about your faith and we talk about how great faith is. However, there's some things that will shake your faith. Yes. And I want to talk about your experience and I want to talk about how God brought you through to this place.
What's up, fam? Your boy Ellis in Orlando. Listen, I just wanted to give you guys a little update on what's going on with my family. For those that follow any of my pages or channels or that know my kids, know that back on May 5th of this year, my grandson was murdered in a gang-related shooting in Lorain, Ohio. My family's been through a lot, man. And I'm so proud to say, as of today, the young punk that murdered my grandson was apprehended and arrested. I'm not even going to say his name or show his picture. It's not worth that. I am so grateful to everyone. This doesn't bring him back. It gives us justice. I pray your kids, your daughter, doesn't have to go through the hurt my daughter's going through. I don't care if you're east side, west side. I don't give a fuck what side. When we grew up, we handled it like this, like men. We didn't shoot you from the back like a fucking coward. See, in war, and this is senseless, somebody's got to be man enough to wave the white flag. You shooting me, I'm shooting you. Young black men are dying, and people are dying. 2 families are affected by this. Forever, we're linked by this. Thank you to Detective Murphy in the Lorain Police Department. Sometimes I have the devil talking on both shoulders. And as the head of my household and my family, when they're down and out and my family's being threatened, they look for somebody and they find me. And that's when I start taking souls. And that's when God has to tell me, stop. Let me handle this. I have to pray for this family and this man too. I thank you for all your prayers, all your blessings. Day, you are so missed. I miss you, man. Your death will not be in vain. Rest in peace. I'll see you one day soon. I love you. Let me tell you, sometimes a tap on the shoulder ain't good enough. God has to throw a brick through your proverbial window. We sit here and look at these games and, sports, we lost. Meanwhile, you got life going on. That's a game. This is a game. These players going through tragedies too. This got my family's attention like no other. My grandson wasn't no choir boy. God rest his soul. Shout out to my daughter, Erica Moore, Brittany, my middle daughter, Monique, and EJ. I got some strong kids. Nobody really knows how they're gonna grieve, and everybody grieves differently. But with death comes life. Let me explain how. That day my grandson was murdered, my son, Ellis Moore IV, was baptized. With death is life.
I watched that on your Instagram.
That could easily been my son, and I'm gonna be. We not the Griswolds. You know, I've done some sketchy stuff, but you have at some point. I have to reel my family in and tell them that the murder trial's coming up in February. I go, guys, do you know, can't jump over the thing. We got to be able to have class and dignity. I've got a family crest here. I designed for the men, WLAK, we live as kings. For the ladies, WLAQ, we live as queens. I now have to take that young mind and change it. Now my son is the next lineage of our generation, and it could have easily been him. But you know what, G. Bush? As bad as that was for my family, some people sit there and go, oh, it can't get, oh, it can get. I see a buddy of mine walk by, and I go, boss, where you been? He goes, you didn't hear. Hear what? He goes, you didn't hear about my granddaughter? 3-month-old granddaughter. Parents put the child to bed, died of SIDS, 3 months old. So you got 3 months? This baby's innocent. I got my son, so I thought my pain was bad. To see this brother on that casket like that, listen, death is death. But then you think, why take that innocent life? Who are we to question God? He's too big for that. Fate, it is what it is. What do we learn from this now? So this has made my family stronger. We look at sports and all this. At the end of the day, man, it's a game. We got life going on. You hate me because of this color. Oh, I hate you because of that. Get to know somebody before you hate them. Like my shirt says, be kind. You don't know what that person's dealing with, boss. And it's sad, 2025 is still racially divided. You would think that you would want to just see the team win. But deep down inside, you see that narrative. But you know what? The enemy, he's a beast. He's on a chain. God, that to me, that was God's test to me. Oh, come after my servant Ellis. I'm going to come out bloody, bruised, beat up. I'm going to come out on the other side. That's God bragging on me to see how I'm going to react. Satan, come on, man. You're on that chain for a reason. Listen, we have a thing that we say in church called Selah. Shh, meditate on this. Relax, man. Love your life. Life is too short for this. Love your family. Hug your kids. Hug your wives. And let's just come together as one somehow. But you know what? It's funny how sports does that. In the stadium, we all like, after the game. But what? That's insane. It's insane. But man, I appreciate that love and the shout out. But yeah, man, death is real, man. It is real. Something we all got to deal with, you know? Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you react to it. Somebody's going through it way worse. I can tell you this, man, my daughter's got to be one of the strongest, next to my grandmother and my mama, one of the strongest Black women I met. And I will wrap with this, G. Bush. People out there with kids, I've always been able to tell my kids, regardless what it is, this is the first time in my life, G. Bush, I didn't know what to say to my daughter. I've never lost a child. She's living every parent's Worst nightmare. And it's so senseless. I told my grandkids, we got to pray for this guy. Why, Grandpa? Because that's what God wants us to do. I didn't say have dinner with him. Pray with him. Sorry about that. Just pray with him. Okay. But it is what it is, man. We're getting stronger. We're going to get justice. And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. I didn't know Lorraine got that. When did Lorraine get that bad? Illyria. That old little rag. Why we fighting over that? Stop, man. Let's put our energy into building businesses, build up the community. But you know what, G. Bush, you tell me. Back in the day, if we had beef, what we do? We get down like this. We lump it up. We hug it out.
And live to fight another day.
Now we boys after that. We not shooting. That's the left in the back. Come on. It's crazy, man.
How has that changed? How has that changed you as a person and at your lowest? How did you begin to hear God's voice building you back up?
It's funny that you mentioned that. At that time, I went through a breakup of 10 years. And first of all, as a godly man, men, we need to just fess up on lust and whatever we do. It is what it is. I know women are out there, but man, love your women like God loves the church. Shout out to Miss Nina. I made a mistake. Hey, I admit it. I'm man enough to do that. At the same time, dealing with this death, got into a brand new house. And man, being isolated. In isolation, you get meditation, motivation, visualization. And I just sat there one-on-one with God. I just sat there. Got the sun. I'm by the pool. Yeah, it looked like it's all gravy. It was some dark times. And I'm going to be quite honest. I had some dark thoughts. Prayer is something else. And I used to ask God, why do I feel so buried? He said to me, you being planted, boss. You're not buried. But the water's always up here, Lord. That's because your enemies can't swim. You know who you serve? Tighten up. If you want to go out the coward's way, because I'll be quite honest, I thought about taking myself out. But that's a coward. I'm leaving my family more devastated. Stop, son. Grow up. The mistake I made with my relationship, that's on me. I'm man enough to say that. This death with your grandson, you can't bring that back. Now, what do you do with the rest of your lineage? My son's so on fire for God. Shout out to OG-ELLIS IV. His first birthday and Christmas, alcohol-free. Last year, we walking down the street with Hennessy and blunts. This year, I brought that 12 jersey. We in church like this. Hey, that 12 jersey.
Say that.
Say that. That 12 jersey almost shut the church down. God is good, man. God is good.
Hey.
So with death comes life. We all deal with it. And with wisdom at 65, I know now I can leave. I got the lineage carrying the team. So, and somebody going through it way worse.
My aunt just passed away, and she had she was 80,
right.
84.
Condolences. I saw you.
But the thing that really got me was, I still get chills when she said it, because she said, her grandchildren say, it was weird because she, when you get older, you get that moment of clarity. Ain't no, see, like how back in the day you say, Sister Jenkins, her husband passed away. He was about 87. We got to watch her because, she might try to go ahead and just give on up. Now, here's the thing about it. I say about this giving up thing. That's something the Lord gives a courtesy to people that have been a good steward.
Yeah. Yeah.
You got to be down for the Lord about 60 plus years, and he give you a tap out button. You tired?
Yeah.
Just tired. Now, listen, I'm 44. I don't care what happened. I can have a bad day.
Right.
Ain't no me tapping out, giving up.
Right.
You gotta walk through that.
Bro, especially at that age, my grandmama was like, when they read the obituaries, my grandmama said, baby, people dying and never died before. I go, girl, you got that right, sister. You got that right.
She said, my aunt said, apparently her grandchildren, as they were speaking, they said, she just said, look, I'm just trying to make it to heaven. I said when you got your eyes, see, this is a great thing, because it's funny how age comes and you get the wisdom, right? I'm so happy to hear you like, man, I'm thinking about a whole nother thing. I'm thinking about being in church. I'm in that Bible.
Whoa.
I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing. And it's a different type. And I'm here to tell somebody. People say, G. Bush, what's your peace? You know, I'm like, listen, I take a lot of medication for my neck. I done had muscle relaxers, sleeping pills, all that good stuff. But I'm gonna tell you something. Ain't no peace like the peace God can give you. It's a different type of peace. It's a different where all hell can be breaking loose around you, and you indifferent. You just looking around, just
right.
Because you focused and you fixated. So some people, I don't know who need to hear it, but some, hey, that's where the peace come from.
Bro.
That's where it come from. It's the best sleep you gonna ever have in your life.
Absolutely. So I'm not afraid of death because I know where my soul is going. My biggest fear was, what about my lineage? What's going to happen with, I refuse to let the enemy or this world, okay, I know you got free will and choices, but let me sit down. Let me tell you what it's really about. Pull your pants up, pick up a book, get educated. The streets don't love you. Be a good person, man. All that stuff you see on these rap, I don't even think you really want to be a rapper right now.
No.
That they going through. I would pick another profession.
Listen, I love OG because you go back and look at his Instagram. Like, listen, we go. Listen, hey, we listen to rappers, and I'm like, the way they going out now, they got to have extra life insurance policies. The way they move leaving up out of here.
And even how they getting the record deals, it's like, really? Come on, man. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe the hype. It's you know what? To me, I was telling my grandson. I talked to him a month before he passed away. Because I told him, hey, man, your grandfather wasn't a choir boy. But the thing is, I just knew when to stop. He goes, what'd you do? I go, son, you watch basketball? Yeah, Grandpa. It's like the first difficult move is the crossing over from darkness to light. Now, you got to cut the cord. And if your boys really care about you, they'll understand you got a baby now. Just had a brand new baby girl. My grandbaby's a lady. And now it takes a village. And I never got a chance to come up in June. That was in April. He was shot in May. But you know, the thing is this. He's free. We've learned from this. We've grown from this. We get closure in February. Now, what do we take from this? I'm seeing the fruit from my son. And if this broadcast and these podcasts and talking about this, because gang violence is, Cleveland got bad. Hey, man, this is our town, our city. The sad part is, people ain't even involved. Catching strays. Ain't even involved in this. Stop, man. I pray for our city, man. And I just pray for humanity, you know. So yeah. G. Bush.
This is the type, you know, I told people this. This is the type of content, you know, at the time about 6 months ago, I started to say I want to evolve. I want to be about bringing this channel and bringing about family. Togetherness. One of the things that I mentioned before was we talked about it, the sense of community that we used to have when our grandparents were alive, when the family was collected, when Sundays mattered, and you know, it took a village, and you knew everybody on your block. Yeah. You knew, you know, the next door neighbor, right? She would watch out for you as long as, hey, they would say, hey, Mrs. Bush, I seen G. Bush, I seen Garrett. I seen him walking across the street.
Get that switch. Hey, to whip your own ass with.
Hey, all right.
The willow trees.
Hey.
The leaves off.
Now, I know, before you get to the house, you know, I knew about the street lights and what was going on, and people would stop.
Gauntlet grandmamas, wait.
Gauntlet. And then everybody, I'm like, dang, I wish Miss Johnson keep walking
that ass up.
Man, and those are the things. So I told myself, I want to bring. And I know y'all want to hear about the Browns. I know y'all want to hear about Shedeur Sanders. I know y'all want to hear about what's going on. But I got to bring something different. We going to talk and preach, but we got to hear these stories. These stories are important. These stories are what can save other people. And these stories are what I think helps build the community. So that is what I wanted to do.
But even tying it into sports, I would use Sunday for that release, that getaway, until you watch the Browns and then they make you want to just punch yourself in the face. Damn!
I would, you'd be like, that's so crazy. And that's why,
First game.
The last two games. Talk to us about, so for you as an old school, we'll bring it full circle and get back to the sports. Really quick before we go. Tell us about your feeling when you saw the Browns beat the Steelers and then come back and be able to do the last second drive and beat the Bengals.
Let me tell you this. It's like your uncle done got his ass whooped all year, and one of them McCoys done crossed over the track, and then the Hatfields came the next week,
yeah,
and you whooped both their ass. First of all, memo to anybody coveting a draft pick that want to lose on purpose. That makes me want to throw up in my mouth. I will not ever lose I will never lose on purpose. It ain't in my DNA. You played the game. I played on a light level. You're not out there to be like, oh, you think they want to get better draft? Come on. That is such a loser mentality. To hear people really upset because they won, dog, what are we talking about?
It's crazy to me. It's crazy to me that this don't, like, just seeing these pictures don't really, it don't get you. This picture is a case of what these people put on the line for you to raise your hands in triumph because you had blood, sweat, and tears and you put it all on the field and you came out on top. But they got people telling you that draft order for some 18 to 22-year-old kid that you don't even know if going to be good.
Manning of Nazareth, draft in 26. No, it's in 27.
The draft.
We cook who we got.
How about you finish your breakfast? Finish your food that you got in front of you.
Yes.
I always tell people.
Yes.
Like, you know,
that's what I like about you.
What are you talking about? I don't know if I'm going to be here in 2029. Who told you you get a 2029 runway? You think, like, you got it. It's Browns fans. And this Browns fans is people out here that have been rooting for this team for 40 years. And it's disrespectful for you as a young broadcaster who you wet behind the ears, son. You ain't played no games. You ain't done nothing. You ain't tackled nobody. You about 27 and a half years old, ain't been in no fights, went to parochial school. You might not even be born in the city limits. And you telling OGs that have been down for 50 years, that went through segregation, that they got to tank and lose games for some kid from Indiana? Stop.
Damn that. Damn that. Get out. Get out. That is such a loser mentality, man. That makes me want to throw up in my mouth. I will get my ass whooped every week, but I ain't going out without pop. You getting some? Come on, man. That to me shows up to do what with the draft pick? Because this is the only year we really had a good draft. They're not really good at drafting.
They not really. So you gonna gamble it. We're gambling it. This is why I listen. I always tell people, man, when you root for the team, and that's your only team,
bro,
it hit a little different.
You need some meds. You need a padded room. You might need a little chronic. You might need something. Prayer. I get people that come up to me in Orlando and be like, "Oh, you're a Browns fan." I'm sorry. I go, "Hey, if I don't get you on the field, I'll get you in the parking lot. It's gonna make me chase you to the damn phone." Hey, dude. Hey, Steelers fan was like, "Why you chasing me? Why you running? You making it worse. You making it worse."
Hey, listen, hey, bro, I ain't even gonna lie. Listen, about 86, you might have been into some stuff. About 87, you might have been rough out here.
Cameras. Thank God we ain't had no phones, no cameras, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Might be some charges still pending.
We got them expunged. Let me get to a couple super chats.
Yeah, man.
Harbaugh is from the 419, just like myself. PJ, we appreciate you. Harbaugh just got fired. Thanks. 696. Yeah, we gonna make that call to him now.
Thank you, James. G. Bush calling him, I think.
We calling. Hey, listen, John, you know. Patrick Williams says, G, number 12 is AB's guy. That was evident based off the video of AB and Shedeur this year. AB can't say what he really won't say. Shedeur, quarterback 1 in 26, and when he wins, no quarterback will get drafted. Shedeur will win until the stadium opens. And by the way, 12 is the franchise. Let me tell you this, Patrick. I told this to people, and this is for all the ones that know. I told them that they listen on UCSS. I said, listen, let me let you know something. Andrew Berry, I've been telling them, is a smart guy, because what they tried to set up was they wanted to make it where that's why you notice why the questioning during that season was the way it was. Remember, they kept asking, what do you think about the play calling? What do you think? And Shedeur had to be like, man, listen, stop asking me these dumb, disrespectful questions. Because what they wanted him to do is they wanted him to be on record when he said something like that. Then they was going to take it and say, see, it was Shedeur that got him fired. And then they could use that and say, well, Shedeur, why would any coach want to come here? He got the last one fired. And he didn't play into it. Actually, to be truthful, Andrew Berry said, hey, here's how we're going to do it. And this is the way I think about it, and to give you my thoughts. Andrew Berry done already came and told him. He done already talked to him before they let him go and say, listen, we done did some good things, but if we want to keep this thing rolling, understand, I got a big bullseye on my back, and you do too. So we better be in lockstep. We can't have no missteps. We ain't going, we can't miss. So when we talking, I'm already going to tell you what the script is. The script is the owner going to say this. I'm going to say this. And we're going to say everything open. And what you going to do is you're going to go to Texas or wherever you at. You're going to be meeting with the team, doing what you need with the team, getting better with the team, saying all the right stuff. And guess what? We're going to keep it pushing just like that throughout the draft, and ain't nobody going to hear nothing. Now, when they bring in them coaches, they're going to say, hey, what are your thoughts about the quarterbacks? Can you work with them? Matter of fact, the first thing they're doing is disseminating that tape. Tell me what you think. First of all, tell me what you think about the offense that we was running. What would you do different? So they did a great job of diffusing it, because here's what I'm going to tell you, OG. I say this live. AAB, you got to be smart, because they coming. They coming. They are the coalition is. You ain't that mad about Kevin Stefanski for no reason. You ain't that mad. Now all of a sudden it was Deshaun Watson. Now all of a sudden Andrew Berry getting credit. It was he drafted Dylan Gabriel. I said, that's how we doing now? Okay, it's okay. But no, it's coming. It's coming. It's around. We'll see how it's gonna be. Patrick, that was very astute. Thank you for the super chat. Set apart last Jason on the press run. Oh, he is on a press run. G. Bush, is it possible you can break down real expectations for a rookie quarterback if asked earlier on UCSS? Here's the way I look at it, JB Smooth. When you're looking at a rookie quarterback, the thing that you want to see is you want to see the requisite pieces and parts and skill sets of what a franchise quarterback is. If you're on a team, and it's just like, you know, we'll give an analogy. You work in a setting, and you work on a team where you at, right? OG. If you are a person at the top and you a person that's on an assembly line somewhere, you're counting on somebody else to do what they need to do in order for you to do your job. So if something is off in the process somewhere, y'all all look crazy. Because the ending package is, well, who's over this? Now they could bring in and say, who's over this? Well, Ellis is the most important. He's the foreman on the line. And then now you got to say, well, listen, I am the foreman on the line, but I got 6 other people on the parts, pieces and parts skid back there. And then I don't know which one is which. Oh, so-and-so was off on PTO. So-and-so had to do double. So-and-so had to work over. The problem is when you're dealing with quarterback and everything is dependent on other different pieces and parts, the only thing you can do is judge him based on some of the things that he's shown you right in front of you. That right there. You got, like, if you want to see whether or not he has the ability to have an even kill, because he showed me more against the Bengals than he showed against the Titans. And he threw for 360 and 4 touchdowns against the Titans, right? But the thing he showed against the Bengals was he had his energy was off. He wasn't feeling it. He was going through something off the field. He was not in his head space. He wasn't seeing the field correctly. His timing was off. But guess what he did? When it all mattered, he was able to pull it together and get his team in a position to win the football game. And you know what is so disingenuous is the Cincinnati Bengals have Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase, Brown, and they lost, and they were at home. They lost, and the Browns with the backups, the dudes bagging groceries. the guys in and out of the lineups, the dudes that's no Denzel Ward, Carson Schlesinger, no Harold Fannin, no Njoku. The line is, we already know what the line looking like.
We got them off the Temu.
You got these two, you got them, the Temu dudes, right? You got them at Alibaba. Look, these dudes is out of here. And then you telling me that those guys on the road won. The week prior, Aaron Rodgers, they could have clinched the division on your field.
No.
And the same get-along game, Carson Schlesinger goes out there playing hurt the entire game. Harold Fannin, he got all shot up, got out there, he caught a touchdown pass. These guys is putting their bodies on the line, and we got guys sitting here writing articles. I can't look. I'm sorry. If you can't bench no more weight than OG, I can't talk to you.
Right.
If you ain't touching no,
we warm it up. Hey, we warm it up at 220. We warm it up at 225.
Hey, listen.
You get it where you live now. We're not playing.
If you can't do that, I'm confused what we're talking about.
But how you beat the Steelers and you upset because we lost a draft pick? What?
We beat the Steelers.
And
it's the Steelers.
Because you want to draft that? I was like, what are we really talking about?
What are we doing? I can't. That's why
I can't wrap my head around that.
Listen, you know, sometimes we can't. That's why I just have fun some days. Big One J now. That's a bar. I agree with you. OG Henny Bottle, one love, G Bush. You the real
yes,
MVP.
Sir.
OG Powers, man. That you got the Henny Bottle. Man, I can't believe. Sometimes you see how far you done came. I told my brother Trent. I said, you imagine we was in these clubs like it was like we was living in these clubs.
Yeah.
Like we remember they have working women Wednesdays.
Drink or drown. The hell is that?
What are we doing?
On Wednesday. Drinking or drowning. You got work Thursday.
Early, like it didn't come. And I was going out and then driving from Cleveland. I was driving from Canton to Cleveland, getting this back before I was on the radio. I was doing engineer work. I was just driving up. I'm like, bro, I used to go get there at 2, eat some food, sleep for 2 hours, and be right back on that road.
What?
It's crazy. Alexander Gallant, praying for your family. Speak.
Thank you,
winning
baby.
to the Browns. Winning. Well, we're gonna continue to speak as long as the barbershop here. We're gonna speak about these wins. I mean, you see it.
We just gotta change that mentality, man.
That's it. And here's the thing, which y'all understand too. Once you get 2023 wasn't that bad because we had the vibe then too. It only take a couple. Like Bible talk about 2 touch and agree. Like that's a real thing. Like you get a couple people locked in and dialed in, the rest will follow you. You know what I'm saying? G. Bush, I guarantee you that AB find a coach that believes in what. Why would, first of all, here's the thing we always talk about it. And Shedeur says something like this. You gotta breathe stuff into people. Like you got to breathe confidence, security, the mindset. We sitting here today talking about like we can't even celebrate. One of ours just broke the sack record. One of ours. You can't celebrate your own. We done glossed over it. We spend more time talking about some dude, Mendoza and more, than your own that's in the record books of all time. Can you imagine if they was talking about, at the time, like you said, my father, the first thing he said, the Browns is my favorite team because of Jim Brown.
Right. It's a birthright.
They say, oh, Jim Brown. Like, think about if you got greatness in your backyard.
Right.
What better way to cultivate the youth and cultivate a young environment by seeing greatness, by having a guy on your roster who broke the sack record? I need about 10 more of them. Give me 10 more.
But the thing is, G. Bush, he didn't have a good game. 12 didn't have a good game, and he still showed moxie to come back to win. Oh, well, he only threw for 100-some yards. But did we win? We 390 yards, but we lost. Which is it?
Which one you want? You can't have it both ways.
Which is it?
Which is it? Or I would rather you just say it ain't for me.
Right, none of it.
None of it. It ain't for me
none of it.
Because you can't tell me that 1 week he's the only one of the 2 people. Like think about this. Think about how crazy this is. He was one of the only 2 people as a rookie to ever throw for 360 yards and 4 touchdowns is him and Joe Burrow. But
with these whack-ass receivers we have.
And then the next week you say He's the worst quarterback in the league. Yeah, you can't. Yeah. You can't make it up.
You cook them though. You should be the predator because you should have heads you got heads mounted up back there, Bob. You get them. Hey, I be at home dying.
Bro, it'd be funny because here's how I know I got a good show. Because OG texts me, say, yo, nephew, I just got done. You know, I don't know what kind of hours he got. He be probably working midnight. He be running around in the factory. I don't know what his time. I don't even know when he be working. But he say, sometimes if he get excited, he get the voice chat. Nephew, did today. This was a fricassee. This was a smoke. This was a grilled, baked, and broiled fest today. I said, dang, bro, you like the show?
Bro, G. Bush, you came with one dude was so upset. You go, what's wrong? No, I'm going to bed. I'm not feeling good. Bryce, what's wrong? I don't know. I think I'm coming down with something. They killed me. I was on it. Yeah, boss. I know dude cooked. You wasn't feeling that. Honey, what's wrong? No, I think I'm going down.
I'm gonna go to bed really quickly.
At 8, it's only 8. It's 8 o'clock.
Yeah, just
I don't know.
Get my packed lunch together. I'll take the Dutch loaf and bologna sandwich. I'm just gonna go.
They won't go away.
I'm like, it's just. I'm telling you, I be telling y'all on them Sundays. I know it's coming.
But quiet in them streets, Bush.
It's quiet. Oh, Andrew to Kevin, checkmate. I win.
Hey, you know what though? That mafia out there. Hey, as long as you got that Kool-Aid Mafia, we up in it. We
listen. The mafia. What? We always drinking the Kool-Aid. Nice. It is what it is.
Nice.
OG Powers, Mad Dog 20. Oh, good gracious, MD 2020.
What?
Oh my God. I thought now all you need up there is Wild Irish Rose.
Please.
Boy, ENJ, Sparks.
Doing some bad nights.
Listen, them is them nights.
You on a budget. You on a budget that night.
That
you got
on
one
that,
of them, and then
you got about
hey. You don't want to remember that night.
Somebody say, hey, listen, what you doing tonight? You be like, man, I just got off, man. Hey, listen, I got a 20 on me. I got $20.
Okay,
cool. What you got? I got about 10 on me.
Yeah.
You put that together?
Yeah.
And listen, it's just you and your dog.
Ooh.
You pregame that up. Woo.
Hey, it ain't top notch, but we'll make it work.
And here's the thing. I always tell people, remember what your worth is. A lot of times people will bait you. I told people that support Shedeur Sanders. I said, listen, understand. They want to play you. See, the most devious thing is they'll gaslight you, make you feel like, hold on, you said something so crazy, like, but that's a tool. See, what they want to do is use your energy against you.
Yes.
And now you get on, you type a bunch of, I can't. And
right.
You gotta understand that's driving the algorithm. That's
right.
That puts them in a different. Now every time they tweet something, it's going right to the top. Every time they drop a video, it's going right to the top. So y'all gotta realize sometimes. I told y'all in the last pod, I said, listen, you know they're coming with it. Shedeur ended the season with 2 wins. I told them they done messed up the plans. They was trying to draft the quarterback. He put that all out of contention. You know what's next. Now you got to do something for 6. The season over. Ain't no more games. So I told him, listen, I'm not gonna be arguing back and forth with y'all folks for 6 months while the draft going on. I'm on the free agency and the draft. I'm looking at linemen. I'm looking at linemen. What receivers we get?
It's just crazy work, man. But you know what? Haslam ain't gonna let that. You got people watching the Browns that would not have watched the Browns because of this guy. We done picked up a plethora of brand new, just new cats in the new Browns. And that's the part right there. See, I said, Jimmy looking kind of fresh and spry. I said, Jimmy, he don't even look like I said, dang, Jimmy, you been working out or something? Yeah. Let me tell you about this draft. We got about 4 rookies. Let me tell you about this too. You know what I'm saying? Andrew, you know what I'm saying? He been, you know, saying the kicker. I told the story. I said, Jimmy in there telling parables now? I was in the car telling my grandkids. I said, hey, and here's another thing too.
This is wild work. At what point in time do these folks keep trying to tell me this is crazy? And I keep explaining it to them and they don't get it. That's like somebody saying, G. Bush, I know you do your independent thing. I know you do your independent, but we got a super bag for you. You can still do the independent stuff if you want. We don't care. We got a super bag for you on Fox or ESPN or whatever. And that's like me saying, you know what? I'm not doing that. It isn't the right job. So what you mean it ain't the right job? Well, they still have dysfunction. They have dysfunction in Fox since they got rid of Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp. They Max Kellerman and First Take still was going around. It was messy with him and Stephen A.
Yeah,
I'm not taking those jobs because those jobs are dysfunctional.
Yeah,
boy, listen. All I know, they called G. Bush. They called me to get it done. They called me to put the work in. They want me to do a show. You telling me, and then my wife gonna look at the numbers and say, "Whoa, what are you talking about? What's the downside?"
Yeah.
So why are they trying to tell you that people that's trying to get to the pinnacle of their career, which is coaching in the NFL, is turning down jobs willing? And I said, let me just keep it real. Then it ain't gonna be no black coaches. Eric Bieniemy can't get one interview.
Wow, funny that you mentioned him. Him and Robert Flores would be crazy.
Eric Bieniemy got 10 Super Bowl rings and can't get one interview, and you sitting here trying to perpetuate the cycle.
That right there.
That people is turning jobs down yeah, maybe it's just me. Maybe I ain't used that one yet. I ain't used it. They ain't got me upset yet too much. So I just keep
it's more creative than Stefanski's playbook.
I said, yo, there are going to be people that don't want this job based on Shedeur Sanders. There's going to be people that come in and say, I can win with him.
Yes.
There'll be people that pull up and say, you know what? I might be able to do something that.
Hey, I feel you, baby.
Yeah, to the casting drops. We know. Gotham Media Labs, G. Bush had a dream that John Harbaugh would be the new head coach of the Cleveland Browns. Watch this. Hey, listen, I'm okay with that. Make a move.
Me too.
They got Ozzy getting them back.
Run it back.
You got us for Ozzy. People don't know. Ozzy was our Hall of Famer. And then Art Modell gave him an opportunity, and he just drafted everybody named Mama. And
before they left, they had Ray Lewis and them already on the book.
Will the Browns be on Hard Knock 26? Nah, we done been on Hard Knocks 3 years out of. We was on there. We done been on there kind of like twice.
Right.
So they can't force them technically to be on there again. We got a lot going on, but you can watch the well-off media Hard Knocks.
There you go. They got it on anyway.
They got it on. We watch that every week. UCSS didn't read my chat today. It said only man would interview another man for a job that he was recently a loser in. Hey man, you know what? I'll tell you this. Sometimes, by the way, a lot of people say they didn't read the super chats. There's so many of them now that they only take the highest, like the ones that come in with the highest amount. A lot of people be like, G. Bush, tell me what's going on with super chats. And by the way, for me, how I do is I don't care if you spend 50 cents. I'm gonna read your super chat.
Right.
I'm gonna give you your money's worth. Like there it is, and I'm gonna talk about it. So that's what it is. So that's how we go. But I done kept you way too long, OG. It's your bedtime. You gotta wake up. You look like you one of them dudes that wake up at 5:30.
Hey man, I'm at the gym at 3 in the morning every day. I gotta get, and my boy goes, I can't do that. I didn't ask you to. That's what I do. I just got to get it over with.
Got to get it done.
Hey, man, shout out to you, boss, your platform. Check us out. Me and my son got something cooking called The Adventures of Tripping Quad, where we mix in faith, family, fitness, firearms. It's we all over.
Where can we find that? Where can we subscribe?
It's going to be cooking on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Most of the platform will be on YouTube. We'll put some shorts on some of the other platforms. But it's called The Adventures of Tripping Quad. Trip being the third for me, him being the fourth is Quad. We all over the road here, boss. All over the road.
Hey, we need everybody to pull up and subscribe to that. We're gonna pull up. We're gonna have this. This will be on the regular channels. It's for members only.
Yes,
but we will have this interview up. We want to thank you for just first and foremost, I want to thank you for coming on, and I want to thank you for being being a mentor figure to me in this game and outside of it. So I don't see it as just no fandom. I see it as, you know what I'm saying, like real family. And I want to appreciate, I want to appreciate you, you know, just being there from the start and then show me love and also just continue to push forward. So I appreciate you so much.
Hey, I appreciate you too, man. Shout out to my boy, went to school with my boy BSK of the Big Sports Kahuna. That we went to Ohio School of Broadcasting. We was a lot back then, but to see where you going with this platform, plus I see a vision where God's got you going. Just get ready, because you about to take the barbershop to a whole nother level. Keep representing our country, our city, our neighborhoods, our boroughs, whether it's the ghetto or the burbs. Cleveland till the castor drops, Cleveland for life. You know how we do it, man. Love you, boss.
As always, man, you never know where I might show up, but if you want the fresh cut on sports, I keep the Clippers with me.
Yes,
have a great rest of your evening. As always, how we always finish it over here. It's always go Browns.
Deuce.